You ready for this?
Yeah, this could be a great one. I've actually never commentated one of my brother's matches before live, so it should be fun.
Dante is in the purple rash guard, who just pulled guard. Andrew Tackett in the all black with the checkmat rash guard. You're going to see a slam here?
Possibly. I mean, Andrew hasn't really talked about going for slams much, so I think that he might just want to maybe do the more jiu-jitsu side of things. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Andrew's pretty flamboyant when it comes to his jiu-jitsu, so. Double underpass here for Andrew.
The hips are high. He's in a great stacking position here. Double unders.
Dante's showing some. Yeah, Dante's showing some great flexibility there. Really staying high up on his shoulders and still maintaining his guard. So.
Andrew working this knee cut now. Dante using a little bit of that Keymaster style control with the top of the foot over the thigh. Andrew inverts.
On the leg here.
And on a heel hook. Dante's grimacing slightly, but stays composed. Looks okay.
Yeah, the knee line was kind of out, but it was definitely something for the judges to look at.
Oh, this is a position that Gary Tonin loves to find himself in there when he puts that thigh and leg on his own shoulder. Can drop into this position or to a leg lock. Andrew really putting the pace here now on Dante.
Yeah, he's pretty much in like a leg drag here now. If he finds that crossface or even double underhooks, I would be pretty surprised if he can't get the pass from here, but because Dante's pretty crossed up. But Dante's doing good and not really letting Andrew get close, which is what he needs to be doing. But there we go, we see the pass there for Andrew.
Andrew looking to mount here, a lot of pressure on the top. Dante does get back the half guard, extending out the lockdown here a little bit.
But we don't really see that much anymore, especially in the next generation of jiu-jitsu, and both these guys are pretty young, so it's interesting to see some lockdown action. Andrew passing with that underhook. Dante inverts and gets out nicely. Now there's that same situation you were talking about with that Gary likes, where you shelf the leg on your shoulder. Andrew was trying to use, but Dante was savvy.
Yeah, Dante's showing a lot of composure here. Andrew has been coming on heavy early, but Dante's always gotten his guard back. Never been in too much danger. I'd like to see him mount a little more offense. Right now he's been strictly defending for the most part.
He definitely has. He's been inverting a lot, kind of pushing away, constantly maintaining distance, but not really trying to get any attacks going of his own. Maybe he's waiting, maybe towards the end of the match to kind of expend his energy then, but here's Andrew falling on a front headlock. Dante escapes.
I like how Andrew shifted his hips there a little bit. Really getting control of the hip there with that left arm as well. He's nice pressure.
Beautiful pass. That was really nice.
The arm is not quite in position for the arm triangle.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a back take from here, though. Andrew likes to use this gift wrap, almost Americana style grip on that underside arm to take the back hit from here. Here he is fishing for a gift wrap, and there we see that back take. See if we can get hooks in and maybe see a finish. But Dante's doing a good job at staying shelled up, fighting off those feet, turning pretty strong.
Yeah, that gift wrap is really awesome amount of control there for Andrew, as Dante really was working hard. We could see a wrist lock, by the way, if Andrew is so inclined.
Definitely could. Now, if you guys know, Andrew won. Oh, Renee choke is on.
Seems to be on the chin a little bit, but that could still be finished.
Dante needs to push that hand up. Oh, and there he kind of just toughs it out. Oh, face crank. Oh, locked over the face. Now that looks painful. Andrew's got his chin on his wrist and everything.
Flattened out. There's a tap.
Nice finish there for Andrew. Beautiful work for Dante, though. He had a lot of good moments there with some escapes.
Your winner and new welterweight purple belt champion.
That means we're going to see you back in action soon. Back getting fired up, take a match.
Yeah, I love watching my brother go out there and do his thing. You know, he works.
Let's see how this goes, because Anthony Robinson didn't come here to mess around, of course.
Tacket wasted no time here.
Fast back take, look at that. Beautiful crucifix choke attempt. Man, he's just cycling through these positions.
Oh,
but
gotta
man,
watch
he
the legs
means
here.
business. He came out here hard looking for that.
That was slick, and a great recovery there from Anthony Robinson to get back into an attacking position almost.
Yeah, into the leg game here, and you see Robinson doing a
Got
very good job of
possible
going
heel
after
hook
those
attack
legs.
here. The knee line is cleared now. Also securing an underhook as he comes up. Nice move there.
Stylistically, I think we can immediately say, though, that there is a big difference between the two. Tacket, positional grappler, looking for the back, much like his brother does. Robinson already looking for a second leg attack here. And as good as that back take was, it was a brief control position. And you have to argue that that leg lock attack earlier was the more dangerous of the two positions. But here now, one hook in.
The danger just seems to be beginning. Have a possible crucifix set up here.
This is good work from Tacket. He's just cycling through these positions here. This is one of the advantages of youth, right, Chase? So these guys, these teenagers, they just don't tire. They go so hard, so fast. But back on a heel hook attempt.
This time
Robinson.
the knee looks still inside there. Tacket has to be careful. Seems very comfortable, but
Seems to have got more of a straight ankle grip on it now, whereas earlier he was looking for the rotational lock. But now, arm triangle attack. Arm triangle attack for Andrew Tackett. This is one of his brother's moneymakers as well. His brother is so good with this arm triangle.
Passes
and you
the
have
guard.
to think, if he's been on the receiving end of this in training, then he probably knows how to put one on himself.
looks to be going for a possible armbar attack here.
Armbar, triangle armbar. Man, Robinson is almost cleared his head out, but that elbow still in danger. And the attacks are going thick and fast here. And look at that, chase it to the back for Andrew Tackett. Man, he is making this just look so fluid. He is cycling through these positions with such ease. You wouldn't imagine that this kid is 17 years old.
Absolutely. But I got to say, I'm really enjoying Robinson's game. He's very crafty. You know, he's not working as hard, but man, he's very clever, and he's definitely tangling up Andrew in a variety of ways here. Also, still possibly up on sub attempts. There may be 1-on-1 now with that arm triangle and the heel hook.
Yeah, you make a really good point there, Chase, is that while Robinson positionally seems to have been on the, let's say, the losing end of these exchanges, it doesn't matter, because every position he's been in, he's fought his way out with a submission attempt, and that's significant.
Very smart, especially the way we have to play this game here at Who's Number One.
Tacket on top. Got an armor on the neck here. Let's see if he can use that to pass. Back on it. I think he may have a...
That was
solid
really
chin
nice.
strap. Yeah. Once again, chasing that back. Tacket set in a high pace here. And again on that neck.
Tacket really seems to be forcing the scrambles. I'd like to see him try and sink the hooks in here on one of his back attacks.
Yeah, I think if anything, that by giving Robinson a little bit of space, Robinson takes a mile, and he is really good at taking, just turning an escape into an opportunity. I think Tackett's strategy here of this non-stop movement, maybe he could slow it down a bit, consolidate position, work in a methodical attack.
It's definitely a younger man's game. You just want to keep going, keep rolling and rolling and rolling, see what we can find, and yeah, maybe slowing it down
Full energy.
I wish I had some of that left.
Nice little backstep attempt there to try and pass that knee shield, but settling down, that nice underhook, head to the mat, gonna slide that knee through, textbook knee cut pass coming, imminent, settles through now, side control. That's good work from Andrew Tackett on top.
Yeah, really smooth. I love watching Andrew's game. Let's see where he goes with this, though. On the neck again as he dives over the top. Robinson being very patient and calm. He doesn't seem to be worried about this, and he's out. But I would say the sub attacks may have tipped now in Andrew's favor.
I think I would agree. He had a couple of really, really nice looks at the leg locks earlier, but now all these... There we go, flying triangle attack, flying triangle attempt. But now it's Robinson with a triangle.
possibly turning this into omoplata, but it looks like Andrew's out, and he is right into a near pass. He's not quite there yet. And again, Robinson's very crafty.
Tackett's got around about 45 seconds on top to try and ride this out. Could go for a leg lock of his own, but look at that switch. Look at that switch. It was almost a reverse half guard position, sat on top of the legs, defending the leg lock.
This might be the pivotal moment of the match. I mean, it could be tied at this point, but whoever ends the match in a more dominant position, an attacking position, may take the judge's favor here.
Oh, Robinson just straight out of danger once again. I gotta say, his resilience and his, and you've said it more than once now, but his craftiness, Chase, really impressive.
I like his game. He's
too.
really clever.
Yeah, very developed jiu-jitsu, very opportunistic in his attacks, and it doesn't show them, but there's an armbar attack there on the bell from Tacket. Well,
phenomenal match there.
Very
tough to call.
Technical encounter. I don't want to be a referee for that one. I think it's going to be tricky to call, but personally, if I was a judge, I think I'd maybe lean towards Tacket for the sheer volume and the sheer energy that he displayed, but well, let's see, because, you know, everybody watches these matches differently.
Raise your flags. Your winner,
unanimous.
Andrew Tackett.
Andrew Tackett takes the first match of his back-to-back matches this evening via decision, unanimous decision.
Great showing there from Andrew, and we get one more.
Here we go. So blue versus purple belt. And who's number one? And, you know, not sure if it helped or hinders Diego in having watched Andrew's original match, because Andrew now completely warm, you know? He's had a solid 5-6 minutes to break a sweat, whereas Diego's coming out cold. But he had a really good look at Andrew's game, and now he kind of maybe knows a little bit of what to expect, right? Whereas who knows whether Andrew has any idea of what Diego wants.
Yeah, Andrew's definitely looking loose. But Diego has no problem challenging him here on the feet, going head-to-head. Looks very comfortable. We'll see how these guys bring it to the ground here.
More big double leg attempt, and not even bothering to stabilize position. Diego literally just launches Tacket to the ground, dumps him.
Kind of hulked him out there, huh? Didn't end up in a great spot. Andrew looking to pass again here with that knee cut with the underhook.
Yeah, but you know, Chase, it looks so good on the highlight reel.
That was nice.
That was beautiful. I might have to make that a GIF.
Worth it here.
And it is GIF, not GIF, by the way. I just want to make everybody know that.
In complete agreement. Diving on the head here is Tacket, looking for a pass.
And you know, this is the great thing about the rule set, the submission-only rule set. Tacket there, he felt the pass wasn't there, so he's like, no, you know what? Don't even matter. I'm just going to go back, you know, play half guard, play open guard, and just see what I can do. And it's no stress. He can do that. He can give out that position, and now turning this into a possible back take scenario right here. Knee bar, look at a knee bar though from Diego.
Always risky doing the bolo no-gi here. Don't have the same gripping abilities, but Andrew stays out of danger, doesn't break a sweat.
Diego now showing that he can wrestle. He's got some leg locks. Let's see what else he's got.
Andrew's inversion's looking very comfortable, very natural. Again, looking to crawl out onto the back here. This time he's
beautiful. Now a little bit more consolidated in that position. He's got a solid upper body control. I think it looks like he's got the seatbelt on. He does. He has the seatbelt on now. 2 hooks, body triangle. Oh, this is deep water for Diego Pichilinga here. Tacket in a really solid position to attack with 3 minutes 30 on the clock.
He may have a heard our advice from the last match there, looking for a solidifying position. Body triangle's about as tight as I can get.
Well, you know, the other thing as well is Andrew, he has the advantage of a really, really solid corner. You know, he's got his brother William, he's got Cody Steele, and he's got his coach, Rodrigo, all there, the Brazilian Fight Factory crew. And these guys, you know, they would have given him some good advice in between the matches, surely. They would have said, man, you know, like, take your time in this one. You got to slow things down. You maybe, you know, gave up a little bit too much in your first match. And that's exactly what he's doing, you know, putting that body triangle on now. He completely slowed down. He's almost a minute in this position, just in complete control. It can take his time, right?
Diego trying to spin out here, but man, that's tough. Andrew is very comfortable, retains position, locked in on that hand fight battle, which can be a very difficult thing to finish. I feel like hand fighting has gotten so developed in the last couple of years. Guys are experts at it.
And you know, I'm not sure there is a worse position for me that I would want to get stuck in the rear body triangle. It's just so miserable, especially when the guy's squeezing your abdomen and making it hard to breathe, and you got to defend your neck at the same time. It's just, oh man, it is so tough, because all you can do is survive. All you can do is try and defend. All you can do is try and find a way out.
Andrew almost playing possum here. Sometimes you can kind of just hang out and wait for your opponent to feel comfortable enough to drop their hands a bit, look for the choke opportunity that way. He's content just to hang out here, wait for his moment. This might be Diego might be out of this though.
Yeah, he's managed to get out here, but there's a Kimura in play. Thrown his legs over the top, but Tacket does have that. Well, he did have that grip control. I gotta say, that's a great escape there from Diego. Good work in getting out of a perilous position. Now on top, able to pass. Looking for a toe hold here, but in danger of giving his own back. And I got to say, I think that was a tactical mistake. He was maybe a little too eager to try and get a significant submission attempt. Let the referee see that he was still in the game, but giving his back.
Definitely a risky move. Paid the price there. I think an alternative view would have been to have Bolo go, or Andrew go for that Baron Bolo attack that he was looking at and try that knee bar again. But he paid the price here. Not much time left for him to get out, but we'll see if something happens here.
40 seconds left. Andrew Tackett on the back. 17-year-old from Austin, Texas, representing Brazilian Fight Factory, a Checkmat team school. As we said earlier, he is one of the 3 fighting Tackett brothers. His brother William, you can just about see in the top left of the screen there, cornering him. William, of course, was in action on Fight to Win last week. Rear naked choke attempt. William will be in action again tomorrow on Third Coast Grappling in the Kumite, and again on Jits King coming up soon. This family, man, they just love to compete. Isn't it? The 3 brothers, that's what they live for, right?
It's fun to watch, and I believe we'll see another victory here for Tacket. Strong showing, though, from Diego. Good
2 times Tacket. Maybe there we go. Get a nickname for him.
That, like you said, though, that initial takedown, that was a pretty sweet way to start the match.
Your flags, your winner for the 2nd time in a row, Andrew Tackett.
Another unanimous decision for Andrew Tackett, taking the win here on the Who's Number 1 stage. The 17-year-old blue belts. Let's take a look at some of the highlight moments from this match. There was that big double leg, just tossing Tacket down to the ground. And I gotta say, there was a moment where I thought that Diego had that knee bar, but I think the story of this match was the back control, that Tacket was able to just nullify Diego's game and take his 2nd decision win of the evening. Coming up next, more Noki action here at Who's Number 1.
Let the games begin. Who's Number 1 has officially commenced. Sean Yadimarco has Gordon Ryan in his corner.
That's a pretty good coach to have in your corner, but let's just, as both competitors are in black, it is Tacket has the blue ankle band, whereas Yadimarco is rocking the red. No points, of course, in Who's Number 1 matches, just one 15-minute period. This is a 175-pound catchweight bout, although neither man particularly needed to cut any weight. Tacket came in about 1.5 pounds under, and Sean Yadimarco 175 on the nose. Little feeling out process right here. Now, this is not the first time that we've seen Andrew Tackett compete in a rule set with no points. A submission-only rule set, let's say.
No, he's a regular over at Fight to Win. Just beat a brown belt actually last weekend there at Fight to Win, claiming both purple and brown belt titles in the process.
That was at 185 pounds
and
as well,
that
right?
gentleman was significantly larger than Tacket, so he has no problem taking on some of the big boys. But as you mentioned here, very close in weight and size. Oh, nice little slide by to the back here.
Nice work from Tacket and getting that body lock from the back here now, trying to turn it into something significant. Yadimarco trying to roll, but you know, let's talk about wrestling experience. Yadimarco, he actually wrestled in high school. He has been here before, and he's doing his best to try and get his legs back. Trying to suck up a leg to get into an entanglement here.
Yeah, great work from Yadimarco to get out of danger there, but Tacket pouring on the pressure, not willing to back off just yet, and that's working in his favor. Nice job clamping down the hip control there, but Yadimarco has a really nice little funk roll almost going there.
Some excellent recovery here, but like you said, Tacket is really putting on the pressure. And, you know, we talked a little bit about how he's accustomed to going up against grapplers larger than himself. Well, of course, don't forget, nice diving guillotine, one hand around the neck. Looks like he may have the chin strap. But he's used to going up against his older brother, William Tackett, and his training partner, Cody Steele, every single day there at Brazilian Fight Factory.
Yeah, and Yuri Simoes mentioned ahead of this event that he had gotten some rounds in with Andrew as well. Can't do much better than that lineup there.
No, you wanna get some good training in for who's number one? Go roll with a 230-pound 80cc champion. That's definitely going to help.
Got to say that I'm super impressed with Yadimarco's recovery there. That looked a little bit dire for just a moment, but he really looks fluid and comfortable already in this match with the pace of Andrew. Let's see if he can turn things around more.
Now you see that Tackett's actually cleared the legs. Now beautiful run around almost onto the back, using that head and underhook control, even using something of a half Nelson here from this ride position, trying to get those hooks in. Yadimarco trying to defend, keep those spaces clear, rolling through. But like you said, the Tackett really, he has one speed and he has one direction. He's just going forward non-stop. One hook in now.
Yeah, Tacket really in the driver's seat right now. Let's see if he can go belly down, if he opts to go straight on the back. He's on the back now.
Body triangle. This is bad news for Yadimarco to get caught in a position less than 4 minutes into the match, less than 3 minutes into the match, I should say. It's going to restart them in the same position in the center. Our referee, Gabriel Martins, right on top of the action. But, man, I think Yadimarco maybe he's a little surprised by that pace and that forward pressure of Tacket. It's been non-stop.
It's been a strong showing, and like you mentioned, tough place to be with so much time left on the clock. But Yadimarco has managed to escape earlier in the match. Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah,
but that body triangle does look very tight.
Yeah, and switching the sides as well. The moment that he felt the adjustment on the restart, Tacket looking to cinch up that position, and serious hand fighting going on here from both men. Of course, Yadimarco fighting to survive. He has to think all about recovering position and trying to get his back to the mat here, trying to come around, but Tacket so far managing that body triangle, keeping him firmly in control.
Yadimarco doing a great job of getting his shoulders onto the mat, but that body triangle is hard to pry open. Even if he's going to the right side, which he is, that is where the lock is, the figure four, but we see Tacket move to mounts, and now again kind of inside mount and back at this point.
I just feel like Tacket has just a 1/2 beat ahead of Yadimarco every step of the way here. Yadimarco doing an excellent job of moving, of recovering, of defending, but everywhere he goes, Tacket is just a 1/2 step ahead. He's just slightly in the lead, and yet, I gotta say, I'm super impressed with this recovery here. Yadimarco doing his best, hips to the mat and out. That is significant, Chase.
You have to wonder if it's beginning to frustrate Tacket just a little bit, you know, getting so close, securing the position, holding it for a couple minutes at a time, having to restart here, and again, engage the guard of Yadimarco.
Tacket, as we mentioned, a checkmat representative training out of the Brazilian Fight Factory here in Austin, Texas, under coach Rodrigo Cabral. Daily training sessions with his training partners, his older brother William Tackett and his friend and training partner Cody Steele, both who's #1 veterans. And look at this, dropping back on the leg lock here. Andrew Tackett getting into an entanglement, but Yadimarco clears that knee and he is back out. That's a shot across the bows.
Might be a good time to remind our viewers that Tackett's earlier work in this match will be rewarded, as our judges are holistically taking into account all the action in the match, including positional control. So attacks like these do count should this match go to decision.
Once again, another solid guard pass there from William Tackett. It was a knee slide and then putting the pressure on top of the legs and just slowly cinching his way up into this position. Not quite a back on the mat, so not quite a pin. However, you know, our judges, as you said, Chase, they reward positional control if there is no submission. They are going to be looking at the guy who dominated the match, who controlled the action. And let's be honest, in mount or on the back, exactly like Tacket is here.
Maybe under the chin here.
This is controlling the action. Yadimarco fighting hard, hand fighting, manages to clear the arm away from around his neck.
Yeah, momentarily, that arm was deep under the chin, but Yadimarco is very adept there of getting out of danger. Again, he's looking to get shoulders to the mat and try and restart this process once more. But Tacket doing a wonderful job of getting right where he wants to be in this match.
You know, Yadimarco, he has plenty of experience. He is a no-gi pan champion at purple belt. He is a, as we said, a former wrestler. He has experience in IBJJF taking first place at the Dallas Open, American Nationals. But man, this submission-only format, it definitely changes factors, right? I mean, we are almost halfway into the match, and it's another 7 minutes to go, all right? Another 8.5 minutes to go.
And this is just exhausting, having to hand fight for minutes at a time while you have a body triangle on you. It's very draining.
Draining indeed, but I'm impressed as well by the pace here, because Andrew Tackett hasn't slowed down. Even though he's in a dominant position, he's not trying to cook his opponent. He's not trying to just tire him out by doing nothing and just holding him there. He's constantly attacking. Look at this. Constantly moving position, constantly carrying the neck. But another amazing recovery, and back to his feet is Sean Yadimarco. Now, Chase, if I was Yadimarco, I want to get busy. I'd want to put this...
heavy collar tie there.
Felt that one. But I want to put my mark on this match, because he's still got 7.5 minutes left, or 7 minutes 44. That's plenty of time to get busy.
Yeah, he's working on it too. He went for a quick shot, but he's rewarded by better defense from Tacket, let's say, and Tacket again working towards the back. It's a tough spot, and got to be frustrating if you got Yadimarco for working so hard just seconds earlier to get back to a neutral spot.
Yeah, that is rough, isn't it? Tacket shuts down that takedown attempt and is straight into the top control now. You know that
Yadimarco has proven to be a bit of a escape artist here. I mean, he's really doing a nice job of recovering position time and time again, but that's not going to be enough if that's the way this match plays out in its entirety.
You know, this is only the second time in his career that Andrew Tackett has faced off with a brown belt, the first being just literally here in Austin, Texas, at a recent Fight to Win where he won that title, as you said. But he's actually fought black belts in no-gi competition and won. So, you know, going up against a brown belt, not a factor for him. And, I mean, just the performance itself speaks for itself. Look at this.
Oh, he almost dropped off the top there. Yeah, very impressive credentials already for the 17-year-old Andrew Tackett. Yeah, his future is bright, let's say.
Started training at age 6, can you believe? Andrew Tackett, part of the fighting Tackett family. It's his older brother William, and also he has a younger brother as well. The entire family can be found on the mat.
Again, Tackett is hunting here for the rear naked choke, body triangles on.
And you know the thing about being, this 17-year-old high-level grappler with lots of experience already is that he's just got the cardio to go forever. It was not that long ago that Andrew Tackett competed in a 55-minute submission-only no-gi match. And he just went non-stop the whole time.
Again, Yadimarco out of danger once more.
What a recovery.
Really impressive defense.
Triangles on. Throwing it up, but no, the one arm was not in. And Tackett just throws those hips by, looking to get the stack pass here, but amazing recovery from Yadimarco, but just not out of the game, right, Chase?
Absolutely not. In a way, he has to have some sort of confidence coming back into his favor, as he's managed to escape the worst position you can be in, I think 4 times now. So if I was Yadimarco, I'd be going for broke, because there's not much time left, and he also knows he can survive in some perilous situations here.
Yeah, he's held Tackett off from finding that finish, as you mentioned, a few times now, and as draining as that survival has to be, at the same time, he has not stopped answering back. He's gone for his own attacks and looking to try and get a leg. But look at this, Tackett has got the upper body control, and it looks like that leg is free. And once again onto the back. This is bad news.
Yeah, Yadimarco's showing some really creative attacks, but Tackett's just a little bit tighter with his technique. He's able to counter anytime Yadimarco opens his game. Yadimarco's defense is shining, but his attacks are actually what are leading into some of Andrew's positional dominance here. Still plenty of time to work, and this is where the 15-minute time limits really start to factor in, because they will get tired and mistakes will happen.
They will indeed. Trying to use his frames from bottom, leg fighting desperately to try and recover a good position, but he never really manages to get enough space to get a breather, you know, because every time that he does recover the position, Tacket is just straight back in there and forcing him to defend further. He's never giving him the opportunity to reset and to counterattack on his terms.
You know, Tackett's doing a nice job here smashing the hips. Yadimarco does have a little bit of a bite at this moment, but at this point you can kind of see the fatigue start to set in just ever so much as Tacket starts to weigh in Yadimarco.
Look at this now, this half butterfly hook on from Yadimarco on bottom. This, of course, is one of those classic positions, isn't it, where they like to get into the leg entries, but Tacket keeping his base very low. You have to think that he knows what's coming.
Now he postures up, looking for a knee slice through. And he secures the pass. Let's see if he tries to jump over for the back, and he rolls.
Man, I'm so impressed with Andrew Tackett's transitions, because everywhere he goes, he is just constantly pressuring Yadimarco, and Yadimarco's maybe recovering a little something here or there, but never getting enough space to fully escape.
Yeah, you've highlighted the transitions of Tacket earlier, but they just keep coming. You know, he just keeps flowing with the position. Yadimarco keeps escaping, and then Tacket flows somewhere else. You know, it's really been a beautiful showing of jiu-jitsu so far.
You know, I spoke to Tacket about this, and you know, the longer, beautiful body triangle. Once again, manages to get that figure four body lock from the back, but Tacket, he actually said, you know what, he prefers when the match is wet, when it's slippy, when the guys are both just covered in sweat, because he actually feels that his technique, his game is better suited to those kind of matches where they're constantly moving. And he actually says that when I go out there and I wrestle, when we're both dry, it's harder for me. It's like, I prefer us to be sweaty and to be wet, because that lack of friction, I can just go where I want to go and I can get after it.
Yeah, that's interesting, and much of jiu-jitsu does suffer with the slick and sweat, but one area where there's a definite benefit is the rear naked choke as you try and slide that hand through. A little bit of sweat goes a long way in helping that get accomplished, and you can see Tacket has 2 minutes left to try and get that done. Obviously, it's pretty clear he's hunting for the rear naked choke at this point, but Yadimarco has been very game in his defense, and again, it looks like his shoulders are to the mat. He may be able to get out of this once more.
It looks like Yadimarco's face a little bloodied up, actually, possibly the lips and the mouth there from some of those cross faces that Tacket is trying to put in. He's really just goes to show how hard they're fighting here. Who's number one? He's really trying to dig those arms across the face, trying to expose the neck, get under the chin to find that submission. But of course, getting a chokehold here against such a high-level opponent as Yadimarco is not easy. You can see this furious hand fighting from the back, but I feel like Tacket actually let him out in that position, right? He felt like the body triangle was kind of going, so he's just, you know what, no problem. Let's get back up to our feet.
Big takedown there from Andrew Tackett.
Oh, straight into the side control as well. Lovely recovery there. Just the way that he looked like he was going to flip over with the momentum, but was able to cut that inside leg, and you hear the call from his coach, Rodrigo Cabral. 1 minute left. Of course, still plenty of opportunity to finish this match here. Who's number one?
Yeah, under a minute now. Tacket calls for Yadimarco to go to his feet. They're game four. Let's see a little wrestling before we're out. Not too much, though, as Yadimarco's on the ground. Tacket steps over. Yeah, I rescind what I said. They're not tired.
No, absolutely not. These young men are prime athletes, really. They're just supremely conditioned. They're able to go for this full 15 minutes as they have done. It's just been non-stop. And if this is a taste of what's to come here, who's number one, I gotta say, we're in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, this is what you want to see out of the prelims matches, right? Furious action, just all heart to the very bitter end here. Tacket's on one more exchange before we run out of time. 15 seconds left. Let's see what he can get done here.
Yeah, I think like you said, Chase, that they are aware that this is such a showcase, an opportunity to show their skills to the world. And right here in this kind of three-quarter mount, look at this, going for a mounted triangle right on the buzzer. Amazing. We are going to go to a judge's decision. Our referee, Gabriel Martins, will bring them into the center of the mat and ask our judges to render a decision. It is unanimous for the blue corner, Andrew Tackett.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Andrew Tackett!
Oh yeah, lots of mutual respect here between the two competitors because Andrew Tackett and Rene Sousa, they were friends on the show. You know, they were on a... Wow, look at that. But I was going to say they were friends on the show, but they're going to put that to one side for the 15 minutes or however long this match will last because they understand that this is the fight game, right? And they understand that a match like this, they need to just go out there, they need to put on a show, they need to try and tap their opponent, and they can be friends again afterwards. But it's all business right now.
100%. You know, they're both extremely competitive guys, and it's not going to do any damage to their friendship in the long term. It's kind of cool to see, actually, if you think about it. And Renee has a very unorthodox game, right? Many people at this position would be clearly in danger. Renee thrives in these kind of positions and looks for some weird scrambles. Of course, the buggy choke being a great option. Not exactly from here. Oh, I say that.
Oh, he's already looking for it. He's already looking for it. And Andrew Tackett, of course, everybody's going to know, and anybody who watched the show will have seen how effective Rene Sousa's buggy choke was because he tapped his opponent, Jacob Rodriguez, in the elimination match. Oh, but look at this. This is Andrew Tackett 101, the scramble style, going for a Darce choke here in this very unusual transition. Rene Sousa is staying in position. He doesn't want to get flipped over onto his back here. He's trying to maintain this posture here. I think that might force Tackett to kind of give up on the submission and go for a different attack. There it is. Nice escape there from Sousa. And that's characteristic of Andrew Tackett, right? He's a very unorthodox grappler, shall we say.
Yeah, I love, I mean, it can be said for both athletes out there, and Andrew's counter to Renee's unusual techniques were great. Here we see a flying attack. Jumping on the arm is Andrew. Renee maybe looking to counter and chase the legs here. And I'm loving the kind of open game we're seeing from both these guys. We're here, Eddie Bravo in the corner there saying, Renee, you cannot get lazy, don't go to sleep. Andrew Tackett will take advantage. Here we see another shot at the buggy from Renee. It's amazing how the buggy choke has really changed the dynamic, I think, in the game. And you can shoot it from close guard, side control. People are finding new combinations from all kinds of positions here. But it is a risky move, and we see Andrew dominant position here, chasing a Kimura. That looks pretty good.
Good crank on that arm here. Sousa's going to have to be careful as they roll through now. That arm very much compromised, but manages to turn his elbow inside and back into the ribs. Although Tackett has got that reverse triangle from top. A checkmat representative competing out of Brazilian Fight Factory based here in Austin, Texas. Andrew Tackett, one of the 3 fighting Tackett brothers. His elder brother William and his younger brother Caleb, all very, very impressive no-gi grapplers, making waves on the jiu-jitsu scene. Yeah, but they're in the corner. Look at that. That's the 10th Planet crew in support for their guy, Rene Sousa.
Terrifying athletes are the Tacketts, but possibly the nicest people you'd ever meet in jiu-jitsu. It's pretty incredible, man. They really put that aside and just want to put on a show. But it's not personal. And here we see Andrew maybe chasing the back here.
This is Tackett's style. He overwhelms his opponents with pressure and with just non-stop movement. The pace that he sets incredibly high, but he's able to maintain it. He's able to maintain it from start to finish in a 15-minute match like this. And I think that one important match that maybe some of our viewers may have forgotten about, we should remind them of this, is that he went head-to-head with Mika Galvao, Chase. Yeah. Mika Galvao, the sensation, you know, one of the breakout stars of the last 2 years, the phenomenal teenage black belt. Andrew Tackett went head-to-head with him in a 15-minute Who's Number One match that went to a decision. And I think that speaks volumes of the potential that Andrew Tackett has. And he's just waiting for his breakout moment.
Yeah, it's really wild to think that Andrew is just 19 years old and has accomplished already so much, but has still a lot left to do. Nice takedown attempt. Renee trying to roll through, but still ends up on bottom. And now we're going to see the passing game of Andrew Tackett on display once again.
Immediately trying to throw in the arm up and looking for it. This is the setup that really leads to the buggy choke. And I think that Andrew Tackett, he kind of, he knows what to expect, and yet he's still going into the position that Rene is so good at attacking from.
Well, he clearly feels comfortable and has gotten out of a few of them so far. They've also have a little bit of history together, so I think he knows when things are going to get serious and when he needs to bail. But right now, he's looking great.
Judges favor blue.
So I don't think that's surprising for anybody that Andrew Tackett is favored so far by the judges in this match. 5 minutes into this 15-minute contest, a couple of decent submission attacks and a lot of time spent in positional control as well. That adds up, Chase. But I gotta say that Sousa is kind of one of those guys that he likes playing the kind of the longer game, and he's not necessarily afraid to concede position if it allows him the opportunity to counterattack. He's that confident in his survival skills.
Well, he better be, because he's in a tough spot now. Andrew looking to maybe secure the choke. Hard to see from here.
Yeah, this angle's a little bit funny, but I think that's all. It is on! It is on! A little difficult to see originally, but the rear naked choke came from the back. Andrew Tackett, just under 6 minutes into this match, gets a submission against his friend, Rene Sousa.
Guys, give a round of applause for Renee. Let's go!
Great show of sportsmanship there. These guys laid it on the line, had a lot of fun. Great submission. Andrew will pick up 500 Pez for his efforts. That's roughly $750. Let's take a look at some of the best moments from this match. Andrew having a good time as always in the walkout. You see Renee looking a little more serious. And that first exchange was pretty wild. We saw Renee almost pass the guard, but Andrew turned it into this pretty wild Darce attempt. And the pace has never let off from there, Hal. Transitioning into the final sequence here, we're looking at is this back attack, and choke was just on from the get. Rene knew he was done and was forced to tap.
Yeah, you could see that Renee's arm was trapped. There was no way out.
And grappling fans, your winner by submission via rear naked choke at 5 minutes, 57 seconds. Your winner, wearing the blue, representing Checkmat, Andrew Tackett.
A star in the making, the young man from Austin, Texas, only 19 years of age, but already such an accomplished grappler. Much more to come, I'm sure. Let's throw it over to Kendall. She can talk.
Ready, Andrew? Hey, ready? Ready? Fight!
Well, we're going to see some fireworks here, Ricardo. Here we got Tacket tying up. Troy Russell like that, almost an outside 2-on-1. Heavy on the head now. Nice feints by Tacket, trying to get Russell to bite. And he's in on a single. That was a really nice shot. He's getting Russell to bite early on. Russell's trying to drop in on the legs. Tacket is wise to that. Almost has the back immediately. He's got to work for this underhook. Now he's got the back. So let's see if he can keep those underhooks. He does. Secured the back. And man, right away on the face and on the neck, working hard to get his arm under the chin.
Tacket is on the attack. He's got the body triangle. He's going for the rear naked. He is putting it all on the line here against Troy Russell in this opening minute, and that's what we expect with the Andrew Tackett match. He is an exciting young competitor, and that's why he's back on the Who's Number One stage.
Yes, he is. Right now trying to switch. He'll start switching the hands most likely here from a left to rear naked, and then may take his right arm out and rear naked. He's trying to isolate the arm, so it's very standard. You see him use that cross right hand to push the wrist down and loop the leg over it. Right now he's on control side here, was that underhook on the bottom side. Good for arm isolations. Now he's switched to the strangle side. Very, very good. A little easier to strangle someone without arm isolations. Easier to get on the mount. But
Andrew Tackett, veteran of the Who's Next reality show. He was a contestant on the show, had some crazy performances on that show, not to mention that insane headlock throw on the bull, right? Trying to take the bull down. Now he's on rear naked choke on Troy Russell. He's got it on the chin, but you can submit from this position, and he gets the submission. Andrew Tackett gets the win in under 2 minutes here on Who's Number One. The crowd is going crazy for this young man.
Yeah, and he locked up. He isolated that one arm with cross legs over the top, and then he got his arm on the face, and when you apply that right, it will break your teeth. Seriously, it will.
Let's take a look at that replay. Andrew Tackett calling home, calling his hometown. Austin, Texas here, Austin native. Beautiful takedown attempt there. Troy Russell with the counter, and Andrew Tackett gets to the back, gets that body triangle. It was all over. Once he got that body triangle, he was able to just dominate this position, got to the rear naked choke position, had the arm over the chin, spool was real tight, and got the sub here in the first round of the main card of Who's Number One. Amazing job by Andrew Tackett. Let's kick it over to our MC for the official verdict.
And your winner is, by submission, out of the blue corner, Andrew Tackett.
Andrew Tackett, the man with the unlimited gas tank. Who's Next reality show contestant. Go back and look at the archives. Check him out. He had some hilarious moments, and not just hilarious moments, amazing moments on that show, battling Big Dan, battling bulls, doing everything on the Who's Next reality show. That's why we love Andrew Tackett. That's why even ranked number 10 in the FloGrapplings. It's Barch versus Tackett here at Who's Number One.
I think he's going to need to show some real spectacular submission defense in this, because I imagine he's going to get into some deep water at some point. Look at that little shot right away into Kimura now. It's PJ, but
Tackett's recent win at Who's Number One event. As we mentioned, Who's Next reality show alumni. Very aggressive. As you know, we say sometimes reckless attacking game, but he is everything that a grappling fan wants to see. A person that goes out there, goes for submissions, goes for takedowns, goes for it all. Looks like he got a little whack in the face here. Kind of a crazy scramble, but I think he took one in the eye during that.
yeah, that was an exceptional leg entry. I mean, he hit that leg entry just beautifully. That's all right. Goes too high. PJ just got too high on that.
And Tackett gets to the back of PJ Barch. It feels like a Suluev stretch could be coming here.
He's going to get that ankle. It's just a horrible position that PJ got stuck in. Put his head between his legs. Tackett's on the back now. Going to be tacking the neck like crazy.
Man, Tackett is, as I said, everything a grappling fan wants to see. Just an aggressive young man. He actually has a match against Mika Galvão. I believe it was Mika's debut at Who's Number One. And be interesting to see if they meet in the finals. It's been a couple of years since their original match, but PJ Barch is a veteran. Man, that guy's won everything. He actually defeated JT Torres at ADCC 2022. So there's a big target on his back for the guy that took JT out of ADCC, right?
Let's see how they, what strategy here. Tackett's got a strangle if he puts the right arm on the other side of the neck, and called the Almeida guillotine. He's got this because he's the one winning the right side here, so he could elect to go after the neck on that far side, like a little arm guillotine, but nope. trying to get to the back, falling off.
Omoplata attempt there by Tacket. And Sean, you know, when you're throwing up omoplata's no-gi, do you feel like it's a little bit of a risky move unless you're really kind of starting it from a close connection in the bottom, or is it worth the attempt just to kind of open things up?
Yeah, you really got to get the shoulder down. If you don't get the shoulder down, you can get on the legs from it, so you can use it as an entry, but you definitely have to get pressure on the elbow and shoulder down on the floor. They're easy to limp arm out. Front when someone's on the standing position already. That's a nice Udagatami attempt.
PJ Barch on the top position. Tacket, little shove with the legs on Andrew Tackett.
That level changing for Tacket is really nice. Just
and I think that the blast doubles are very smart strategy for Andrew Tackett.
Judges' favor, red.
Looks like Andrew Tackett is ahead in the judges' favor. Yeah, as I was saying, a smart strategy to hit those blast doubles that Tackett's been doing. He's got to be careful when he attacks the single leg because PJ's got a beautiful counter throw from there.
Yeah, that was a nice exchange by both guys right there. It's like constant level change from Tackett, shot in, but PJ with a beautiful defense on that singles.
Tackett's fixing his hair.
And nice level changes again right there. There's feints, and he's already established that he can hit a double. So now those feints really mean something. I think that was almost like a little flying arm lock that he showed right there.
Beautiful counter.
Coming right at us.
Yeah.
It's heating up now. Again, Tacket with those fakes. PJ on the head, but Tackett's just doing such a great job. There's an Uchimata attempt, nice Uchigari, back to the Uchimata, but then he countered really well by Tacket into a body lock. Beautiful. PJ hands on knees. That was an exhausting exchange right there.
Yeah, these guys are playing towards the outside a lot. But as I said, Tackett's got to be careful because he's got a beautiful counter throw game, PJ Barch. We saw him use that against JT Torres.
Yep. Nice guillotine attempt. Just took advantage of PJ's head starting to get down. PJ's starting to look a little worn and torn. All these exchanges are just a lot of energy going in. And as you mentioned, Tacket with the endless gas tank. Nice tap and go there from Tacket.
Once again, thank you for watching tonight's Tezos Who's Number 120 Night of Champions. You guys are watching and having a Who's Number 1 viewing party. Take a post on Instagram, hashtag Who's Number 1 Champs. Put it in the description there. Back to the action. Andrew Tackett. Again, nice low shot on PJ Barch. PJ getting back to the feet. Tackett now working to the table, working towards the edge of the mat. I mean,
PJ able to capitalize, get to the top. He's got to clear this foot off. Tackett's going to look to figure four that leg. If he does get it figure forward, that left leg will give him the power to get PJ's right leg down, and that's going to expose that leg. There it is. He's now got to heel that. Expose the heel. PJ easily kicked out of that. But again, hands on knees for PJ Barch. These are exhausting exchanges.
For you guys at home, somebody yelled out, "Andrew, your hair's messed up." Andrew said, "Hold up, let me fix that for you." Awesome.
Tacket sort of winning the exchanges to the head now, a little bit quicker on the collar ties. There's an over tie, Barch. There's an underhook now. His hips are coming in. Works himself to the back here. That's a rough stoppage. Caught PJ Barch looking for a switch, but missed the leg. It's gonna be a rough. There we go. More a crucifix. So let's see what he elects to do. I'd like to see him come to the top. There he does, but
we're about 30 seconds away for the second judge's favor. But I have to expect that Andrew Tackett's going to get that one as well.
Yeah. So. PJ gets his hands locked, gets around the corner.
Beautiful throw.
Yep, nice hip toss. Around the corner, nice, and Tacket tried to put his leg up there. He should pull out right now, because otherwise...
Judges favor, red.
We talk about the omoplata. Tacket went for it.
Yeah.
But as you said, PJ's shoulder nice and high, so he wasn't really able to put a staple on that.
Yeah, more weight down on that elbow. Sometimes you can get the elbow just right, but he just limp armed out.
People are calling for the Butter Panther, the nickname of PJ Barch. PJ recently competed in the quintet event in Japan. He actually had a match against Kazushi Sakuraba. How cool is that?
His back step, but Tacket just comes out, clears out nice. A nice double leg. Let's see if he drives him down to the ground. Yep, he's gonna had that far knee. PJ got that Uchimata again. Trying to get to the back. Beautiful set of movements there.
Energy up.
3.5. Let's leave it all.
3 minutes, 37 seconds left in this match. Whoever wins this faces Mika Galvão in the finals for the 170-pound championship. Here at Who's Number One Night of Champions. We call it Night of Champions because it's the first time ever in the history of Who's Number One we've had this many championship bouts, brackets. We got returning champions, and we got, of course, the main event return of the King, Gordon Ryan, against Patrick Gaudio. 2 incredible women's matches coming up later on.
Nice move by PJ to get to around to the back off that low single
Oh,
lift.
look at the counter of Tacket there, though.
Oh.
That was straight up breakdancing to get out of that one.
It's in good position here. We'll get this right underhook. He might jump over on the leg there, but trying to get on the knee bar. Decent attempt there. Tacket with that left hand in that underhook position. I like that for him. He's going to put his head on that floor. He's just going to backstep though. He's going to lift it head this way backwards. Step over the leg, see if he just gets in there nice and tight on the head and arm. PJ trying to go for a triangle. It's good that he controlled that wrist. That far side wrist is always such a big battle.
Deep hook, elbow deep.
PJ trying to throw the leg over and get in on the leg here. He's trying.
Oh. Man, for a split second when he twisted that knee out, that was pretty dangerous. But now Tacket, if he can backstep out and look to get to the back from this position, PJ's got to be careful here.
He's looking for a back take early, now he just backstep out.
PJ making space.
Inside, let's go. Get inside.
Nice shot, cut the corner. Tacket trying to wrestle back up.
44 seconds left in a grueling 15-minute bout between Andrew Tackett and PJ Barch. PJ with trying to counter the attack again. Tackett looking to get to the back. PJ slipping out. They're all over this guy.
Man, they both had some incredible positions there where Tackett had the body lock. PJ tried to Uchimata, but Tackett stepped in the front. There's a grappling match that could be Rocky 2 where they're just slugging it out. It might be this one.
Absolutely.
Both guys exhausted, but man, they're still pushing.
Hopefully they don't both fall at the final seconds.
PJ still trying to get in on the leg.
And that is it. Time has expired. What a grueling 15-minute match. Andrew Tackett's looking for the, he wants to hear the crowd. Let's take a look at the replay. PJ and Tackett. What a fun match. Tackett, several back take attempts.
Yeah, this is the one that turned in. Oh yeah, this is one he put the head between the legs. Basically a full Nelson right there. He had him in.
I was calling for the Sulev stretch, but he went full Nelson.
Yep.
Beautiful counter by PJ Barch, where they almost destroyed our table. Tackett fixing his hair for the ladies. And PJ again, watch this throw, boom.
Yeah.
Beautiful job, PJ Barch. But at the end, Tacket was just too much, I believe. I don't know who won, but if I had to bet some money, I think Tacket, you know, got more positions, was able to get more takedowns, although PJ did some beautiful jobs with the counters. Be interesting to see what the judges say and who is going to advance to take on Mika Galvão in the 170-pound final.
And your winner, by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Andrew Tackett.
Andrew Tackett is the winner and will face Mika Galvão. Wow. Yeah, wow indeed. I think that's going to be a crazy finals. All right, tonight's event is sponsored by Swain Mats by Dollamore, the official mat of FloGrappling.
It's no coincidence that this is the co-main event because we wanted the most exciting match that we think is going to happen here just before the main event. We want you guys at home to get your money's worth. And here in Arlington, Texas, and as I say that, Andrew Tackett right in on a single leg on Tommy Langaker.
Yeah, interesting enough, I think that both of these is one of the biggest challenges for both of these individuals. Like Andrew Tackett's out there versus Tommy Langaker.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then likewise, no gi wise here, Tommy's in there versus Andrew Tackett. So both of these guys have their work cut out for them. I think it's a really good test for each of these guys. Langaker much more comfortable in this place than I think on the feet, where he's on his back, working from leg entanglement to back take is something that he specializes. He does a really nice outside roll inside and out to create opportunities to get to the back.
You know, talking with Andrew Tackett in the lobby today, he told me, man, if I'm not moving in a match for more than 2 seconds, I get disappointed in myself. He's like, I gotta keep moving. And now talk about movement. Langaker had a nice front headlock there. Look at that flying knee guard pass, knee slide pass, I should say, by Andrew Tackett. And it's that type of movement that has made Andrew Tackett one of the fan favorites here at Who's Number One, a contestant on the Who's Next reality show, where he actually has a win over Big Dan Monaseo. You know, he's got a lot of experience here at Who's Number One, wins over PJ Barch, Troy Russell, Rene Sousa. Andrew Tackett is the future of grappling. And, you know, there's a lot of you know, story behind this match. As we mentioned, it was supposed to be Tommy versus Mika. Mika had to withdraw from the match. And, you know, Tackett was supposed to fight Mika in the finals of the Night of Champions, where he first defeated PJ Barch, but Andrew Tackett threw out his back in that Night of Champions bracket, wasn't able to compete against Mika. So now he steps in to replace Mika against Tommy. Look at the movements. I think I'm going to shut up and just enjoy this.
Yeah, look at that little jumping guard pass right there. Was stuck in a deep guillotine, but then got past the legs well and finds himself cross-eyed. Langaker needs to shoot a single here to get back to the guard. Trying to get his legs up and over. He looks like he's going to be able to recover his guard here.
Look at the flexibility and guard recovery from Langaker. Yeah, it's only been 3 minutes in the match. We've seen a lot of different positions and a lot of attacks already. The pace of these two young competitors here.
Yeah, sort of jump around the head, very nice.
And you know, one of Andrew Tackett's first matches was against Mika Galvão. Oh, look at the back take of Andrew Tackett. One hook in.
Tommy got his left arm stuck in a pretty bad position and could not. Andrew threw his right hook and he couldn't put him down. He's going to have to get to his left hip. Langaker notice, put his left hip on the floor so he can scrape Tacket off. Tacket with this half Nelson here, trying to turn Tommy.
Keep that shoulder glued to your chest. Keep text heavy and don't lose that hip with your knee. Keep that knee tucked over your chest.
Tacket on the back of Langaker. You're going to have a judge's favor here in about a minute, but I think it's going to go to Tacket, if I had to say.
Yeah, this is this right here was a big moment for Tacket. So Langaker could still scrape his left hip on. He's really hanging out in the turtle here, trying to clear the hooks. Got to be watch the breakdowns though by Tacket. And here has a gift wrap now. Throws the leg up and over, and arm isolated now as well. He's got the arm isolated. Langaker trying to get low. That's what brings the Kimuras and the arm locks and the triangles now. Got to watch the follow-up triangle here. The lower he gets, the more that triangle's coming there. There he got both arms back inside now.
What's amazing with Tacket is, even though he's only 22 years old, it's the experience that he has and the mat IQ that he has is amazing. He's such a reckless, you know, just does
Judges
crazy
favor
stuff.
Blue.
Langaker needs to get to his side. He's going to try to build it. It looks like he's going to try to build his base, but this is dangerous. He's got a hand on the floor. His neck is exposed. He's gonna be taking a lot of that. A little forearm to the face to try to open up the chin. And there he elects to get down. You should get to his side now to get rid of that body triangle. There he's going. Now he can get, once you get to the side, he can get his hands in defense. With the hands on the floor, even though those things aren't getting to the neck. Yeah, gotta watch the cradle here.
Gotta be careful of his leg if Tacket scooped that leg.
Right.
Sulu arm stretch.
Right.
Maybe not from the triangle, but.
Oh, you can absolutely do it. Yeah, you can go after that leg on his left side versus that 4-point.
So Sean, if you're in a situation here and you got that body triangle, you just cannot get that rear naked choke.
Yeah.
At what point do you open up that body triangle and start to attack arms and, you know, maybe look for other positions here?
I don't think yet. You're a long way from it still. 8 minutes left, and you're wearing down. I mean, these things are wearing your opponent down. Only if you feel like you're losing the ability to attack is when I would say. But Tommy, he should get to his side. That way his hands get in. He's got an arm across the neck now.
Him out. I want your hips into his back, and I want his head bent back over his hip.
8 minutes.
Hands are in. That's in. That's on.
And he gets the submission. Andrew Tackett just submitted Tommy Langaker with the rear naked choke. The Austin, Texas native with the Fighting Tacket family in attendance. William Tackett, his brother, who also won the ADCC West Coast Trials same day as Andrew recently. Andrew fixes that hair he was so concerned about at the press conference. Amazing job. There it is. Wow. Very impressive performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by rear naked choke, Andrew Tackett.
What a win by Andrew Tackett, one of the most entertaining young competitors on the scene here today. Let's take a look at the replay in a sec here. Yeah, Andrew, it's funny because when I talked to Andrew, he said,
there's that jumping guard pass. There was Langaker trying to get in on the legs, created that opportunity, but then there was that jump. He jumped to the safe side over there, and then a little too late to get on his side. Tacket had that choke all locked in there.
All right, we're going to kick things over to Ken Naruzing for a word with Mr. Tackett.